Washington Airport, General Eisenhower bids farewell to Secretary of State Byrnes, off for the foreign ministers' meeting in Moscow. Under Secretary Acheson and Mrs. Byrnes wish the Secretary bon voyage. Important problems dealing with international cooperation take a high place on the program for this conference. In London, the Preparatory Council of the United Nations Organization meets to decide on preliminary questions. Colombia's delegate takes the stand as chairman. In attendance are representatives from all over the world, with the weighty job of putting United Nations machinery into operation. Seconded by Britain's Noel Baker, a motion to make the United Nations permanent home in the United States was unanimously passed. On a note of solidarity, the Preparatory Council begins its important work. The first group of Japanese to be sent home from China is processed by Chinese authorities at Shanghai. Customs officials carry out a thorough search of the departing Japanese. The Japanese ship Mayu Maru takes aboard her passengers. This is the inglorious end of enemy expansion in China. The Japanese, who came as conquerors, now return to their defeated homeland. At Marseilles, France, a United States Army transport waits for 21-year-old Corporal Charles Hudgens as informal ceremonies celebrate his becoming the 2 millionth American soldier to leave Europe for home. Veteran of the Anzio beachhead and of the liberation of southern France, Hudgens is wished a good voyage by citizens of Marseilles. Troops pile aboard, ending many months of overseas service. The victory won, they are going home. Miles off Bermuda, another Army transport, 1,100 troops aboard, has lost a propeller and is towed into harbor, delaying the important trip. From New York, however, the transport Saturnia, formerly an Italian luxury liner, rushes to a rendezvous with the crippled ship. The soldiers board a tug to transfer to the rescue vessel. Saturnia is a welcome sight. She will get these men home for Christmas. The Saturnia steams into New York Harbor. Another shipload of returned veterans is welcomed home from overseas. In Aversa, Italy, through the mists of early morning, General Anton Dostler of the German Army walks to his death, convicted of multiple murder by an Allied court. General Dossler, who ordered the death of 15 captured Americans in uniform, must pay for his crime like any murderer. The firing squad receives its rifles. Dossler is the first high German officer tried and convicted by the Allies. The sentence of the court is fulfilled. United States naval aircraft technicians reveal their newest secret achievements. A jet-propelled pilotless plane is attached to a big patrol bomber which heads for the target. Radar screens warn the bombardier that his goal is near. He pulls the release. Radar now controls the flight of the pilotless craft, carrying a heavy bomb. This weapon helps smash Japanese shipping. Another pilotless airplane, full size, is demonstrated by the Navy. Radio controls on the ground direct the takeoff. In the air, ground control is transferred to a mother plane, which now guides the flight of the pilotless ship, moving rudders and ailerons and setting the throttle. Flight completed, ground controls bring the plane home again. Another accomplishment of air science. In Nuremberg, the trial of Nazi Germany's highest war criminals continues, as the leaders of the Hitler Gang see the evidence against them accumulate. Rudolf Hess, who pretended insanity when the trial opened, now states that his pose was a sham in self-defense. Now he must prove his sanity. Prosecutor Sidney Alderman faces the accused with a record of their conquests, a step-by-step resume of their scheme to enslave the world. Charts and maps portray the monstrous story. The annexation of Austria in March of 1938, the occupation of the Sudetenland 6 months later in October. Yes, Hermann Goring remembers. The Munich Pact gave Hitler Czechoslovakia in '38, the last demand Hitler said that Germany would ever make. And then in September '39, the move that began World War II, the Blitzkrieg of Poland. The Nazi guilt becomes firmly established as the Nuremberg trial goes on.